Yo, shout out 5 a.m. gang. Oh, who am I kidding? Who wakes up at 5 a.m.? जावेद भाई कैसे हैं? So I just dropped the JLR driver back. My Uber driver who brought me all the way from Pune to Mumbai, oh, he was horrible. He was always anxiety inducing. I didn't have seats at the rear, so I had to sit over here at the front. The guy was fast, he was over speeding, he didn't give any indicators, he was honking all of the time. Oh. Anyway, finally, after long wait, I am finally in the brand new Land Rover Defender, and man, the interiors look exciting. I've got to now quickly head over back to Pune, take this car back to Pune. It's going to be with me for the next couple of days, but I have to head straight into a meeting, so I'm going to see you after that. Good morning, cutting to the next day. Now, yesterday I couldn't come back to you after finishing the meeting, it was already quite late. So today is the day we finally get rid of all the corporate workload and all the office life, and we are actually taking and making use of this car to go out to some place where we've been dreaming to go out for a very long time. Now the problem which we have today, which we might have today, is that the weather forecast isn't looking like it's going to be favoring us a lot. The forecast doesn't look very sunny, so we having camping in mind, and if it rains, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. So let's see. Here's hoping that the weather stays on our side. Quick impressions about the driving in this car. If you're at very low speeds, the suspensions feel really unsettled. They feel a lot busy and bumpy. Once you get up to highway speeds though, say somewhere between 80 to 110, that's where the car actually feels glidey and it feels floating over most of the surfaces. But if you do exceed 120, 130, then you start having another problem, which is the wind buffeting. Because of how square the entire car is, there's an insane amount of wind buffeting on that windscreen. Overall, if you're driving normally, like more how you would prefer doing when you're on a long distance road trip where you don't want to stress yourself out as well, at the same time do average speeds throughout a long distance journey, it's quite comfortable. We've left from Pune, we are on our way to Satara. From there, we are going to take a right and go into the Khas area. That said though, we are still pondering over this fact whether we should go from that direction, because there is another very interesting road which we found out yesterday while we were looking on Google Maps, which actually goes to Mahabaleshwar first, and then there's a route which goes from Mahabaleshwar inside, taking you through a couple of hard sections directly towards the Koina sanctuary. So I think we might take that road as well. We'll quickly decide on that and update you guys on that for sure. Okay, so what we have decided is that we are going to go from the Mahabaleshwar route, because first of all that Mahabaleshwar route looks way more promising, it looks way more exciting, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot more beautiful than just going up and down this highway. Second thing is that while coming back we can take the Satara route, and that will actually help us reach Pune faster. I think that route is very beautiful and very pretty. So yep, that's our final decision. That's the direction we are heading now. So guys, we've just made a quick stop over here at Mahabaleshwar. One of my friends works over here at this place called Velocity Entertainment. I think this is something really cool and really interesting over here in Mahabaleshwar, where you have everything. If you want to do go-karting, they've got a go-karting track as well. They've got a lot of other activities coming along with it as well. And on top of that, they have a super cool, very secluded and an amazing chalet at the end of their property, which I think is one of the most highlighting features for us. Check it out. I'm gonna put a b-roll and you're gonna see this chalet. This property looks absolutely amazing. Now, we're not the kind of people who like to drink while we are driving, but we definitely like to drink at the end of the day when we are settled down in a place. And for that, the Defender's got a really nice big cubby hole in here, which is completely cooled. We were able to fit 4 beers in there, which should be good enough. Second thing I wanted to talk about the Defender is, man, I am completely bowled over and I totally love the interiors of this car. I think it's one of the best designed interiors, both in terms of its functionality, its rugged looks, as well as some very unique up-to-date design. You've got these big chunky grab handles. You've got this design which is flowing across the dashboard, which has multiple layers of materials, where you have soft plastics, you have this covered Alcantara-ish, I would say maybe faux leather sort of a material over here. Then you've got rubber paddings where you can keep a lot of your stuff in the middle as well. Not only does it look good, but at the same time it's hugely functional. This entire dashboard functions like a shelf where you can keep lots of stuff, and everything is rubberized so nothing slips and nothing makes unnecessary noise. Till now, I am loving this car. Also, another thing, man, the amount of storage this car has is just insane. Like, the center console entirely is storage, like everything. You have so many small pockets where you can keep stuff. Absolutely incredible. I think in terms of both customizability, usability, and giving a very fresh perspective to car design, especially interior design, this car wins it all. And I used to be a big fanboy of this car, and since the time I've been driving this car for the last 3 days, I think my fanboyism has hit a new high, if anything else. Anyways, time to move on from here. We are now heading deeper down from Mahabaleshwar. We are heading and we're taking the old route, which is going to lead us towards Khas. Not a good route, but definitely a picturesque one. At least that's what I'm hoping. So let's see. I'm going to catch you with some nice views down there. Thank you so much for the quick tour.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry we couldn't stay for longer. Awesome.
See you guys.
See you. This is freaking insane. And हम लोग का रिएक्शन वगैरह सब आया GoPro पे. Wow. It's already dark. We've come down this road and we thought this is the road which goes to where we need to go. We are right now on the Khas Plateau, but right now it's night, so we can't show you anything. Tomorrow morning, hopefully we'll show you some. We thought this is the road which goes in from here, which is exactly what Google also was showing us. But these nice gentlemen over here, they told us that this road is closed. So now we got to go on to the other side and see if we have a diversion from there. So, again back on the road. So we have finally made it to the place where we wanted to camp out for the night. None of us have actually seen this place. We don't know anything about it apart from our little bit of knowledge, whatever we could, quickly research from Google Maps and try finding directions to this place. But as of now, it's looking good. We've got the fire going, we've got our grill going on. Just to recap, we came across some incredible scenery, beautiful views. We were driving along the water body for a very long period of time before we eventually again started to climb up. Now that's where a little bit of screw up happened. We checked Google Maps while we were coming here, and Google Maps showed us that there was a road which went right between Khas Plateau to this location where we are coming. This is known as Mini Khas. Problem was that road that Google Maps was showing was actually not there. So we had to actually take a detour, go again down on the other side of the Khas Plateau. So there's this place called Ikiv. It's a waterfall. Take a left from there, then keep heading down, cross a few villages. The way the Defender handled those back roads was absolutely brilliant. We were actually doing some good average speeds through those narrow sections of roads, which were a little bumpy but not broken. The car suddenly changes characters where you don't find the car bumpy, or you don't find the car being too lurchy from one side to the other. It's absolutely completely at home. That is the kind of roads and that is the kind of adventurous trail that car and its suspensions are built for. Tomorrow morning is when I'm going to show you the actual reason why we camped over here. Finally, it's the end of the day, and these two have decided to go sleep inside the tent, while I, of course, love my Defender too much for what I have it for the next one day. I'm going to sleep in here. I think there's enough space for me to stretch out decently. That brings us to the end of the day. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good morning. Sach mein, you are in a 1 BHK.
मस्त नींद आया, लेकिन dude, I was not imagining कि ऐसा मतलब इतना कोजी रहेगा. अच्छा था. फॉग क्यों नहीं हट रहा है? So guys, good morning. This is where I slept yesterday. I couldn't quite fit absolutely straight, but a little diagonally I was able to stretch myself out completely. Had a really nice and comfortable sleep. No problem at all. It took me the first half an hour to kind of understand the right position and adjust myself. And yeah, this is the place where we camped yesterday. The noise that you're hearing are from two very large windmills on either side of us. Quick word of advice: if you're ever planning to camp out and you see high ground, make sure you don't have windmills over there, because these things are loud once they start moving. I think I had a slight advantage when it came to the noise because I slept in the car, and while I didn't completely close the windows all the way up because you need a little bit to let air in. Not sure if I mentioned this last night, but we were damn lucky yesterday. Like we came over here at about, I think we reached here at about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, and that time it was all clear skies. We could actually see the entire Milky Way when we came over here. That said though, on the sides we could see a lot of clouds, we could see a lot of thunder, massive amounts of lightning, and we were a little scared that things might go south. But fortunately, thankfully, we put our tents out, we put everything, we set up everything, we put the barbecue on, we put the coal on fire. Those two are actually the last two skewers which were left. So we actually finished all our food, and right at the time when we were just about to finish everything, it started raining. We were very lucky. If it would have rained half an hour earlier, all our food would have been destroyed, everything would have been all over the place, and we would have been really sad. So in the end it did work out. Now you guys have to know that we planned this out entirely just by looking at Google Maps, just by looking at the location, the map directions, just by looking at the satellite view and understanding if this road was there or if there's a road which goes ahead. And that's actually what an adventure is about, isn't it? Worked out pretty well. Okay, so this is what we were actually waiting for, and this is the reason why we actually did camp over here, to see that view. Now you might not be seeing it right now, but we are hoping that we'll catch it in the drone and show it to you. It's basically a water body all the way from here, stretching out all the way till there. Entire area is a water body. Oh, and guys, please, we all should camp like this. We are not leaving anything behind. We are leaving it the way we found it. That's how we should always camp. Please don't leave your plastics. Please don't leave your litter. Look at this. It's a beautiful place. Why would you want to dirty it with litter, man? Always take your litter with you. We are heading out now. That's the best view, unfortunately, we could get today of the lakes. It's not our day, I guess. We still got at least something for you guys on the drone. But trust me, if you come here on a nice, bright, sunny day, you're going to see an epic view of water bodies which stretches almost 180 degrees from your eyesight. It's just beautiful. So guys, I am on my final leg. My last 1 hour with the Land Rover Defender. This has been an absolutely incredible last 3 days since I've had this car, and I'm really happy that I got to use the Defender at exactly what it's meant for, which is take you outdoor, take you exploring, go to places which you've never been, never explored before, and give you that kind of experience while keeping your nerves in place, while making sure that you're comfortable and you have that confidence to go over any sort of terrain. That's exactly what my overall experience was with this car, and I'm also really happy that I got to do it at a very special moment, which is the first year anniversary of the new Defender in India. I mean, the kind of places we visited in the last 1.5 days were places that I actually wanted to go for a really long time, but never had the right vehicle, never had the right timing, never had the right group of friends to actually go to these places and explore them. And I'm so happy that everything just came together at the same time, where we had the right car, we had the right group of people, and we had the right weather. So I'd say that this car is particularly good up to speeds say 80 to 90, where it's incredibly comfortable. That's unfortunately only due to our roads over here, because if our roads, like for example right now I'm on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway, and as you can see the roads are smooth and we can do speeds which are higher, whichever is the speeds which are accepted. Now you can actually feel that the Defender actually also works really well when you're on highway or high speed roads. It works exceptionally good when you're on back roads, when you're on country roads, when you're going out exploring in the unknown. That's where this car works so well. I mean, we didn't go over some really torturous off-road terrain. Whatever it was, the terrain response system just manages it for you. You don't need to bother about that. And that's been a common theme. If you've seen any of my previous videos, that's kind of been the common theme with all Range Rover and Land Rover models, where the terrain response system is so good that it hardly lets you lift a finger when you're going off-road or doing something which is a little bit more extreme. I definitely think if you're the sort of person who loves adventure, who loves camping trips, who loves just picking up your vehicle and heading out into the wild on any given weekend. If you have the money, this definitely is the car for you. And I'm saying that because of a very specific reason, because there are multiple cars out there that are capable. But what the Defender does is it sort of mixes up a lot of things where it gets the best of capability, the best in terms of its interior design, exterior design, its styling. It gets that heritage Defender name with it. At the same time, it gives you an incredible Land Rover driving experience. Anyways, I hope you like this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Till then, ciao.